You are probably very well familiar with Groundhogg's current advanced search. If you're not, what's currently available is you go to the advanced search button here on the contacts page, you click that, and then it brings up this big ugly white box that has a bunch of different filters in it. You can fill them out. And then when you click search, it's going to pull up the contacts that matches those filters. Now, there's a few problems which have been raised over the years about this searching method. And we've received many, many, many feature requests for expanding and adding additional filters to this as well. For example, the ability to filter by more than one meta key at a time, the ability to filter by multiple conditions for a first name or an email address, the ability to introduce and or comparisons for filters, all of which is just not possible with the way that the filtering system currently works. So for Groundhogg 3.0, what we decided is to take it upon ourselves to design an entirely new way for filtering and searching for contacts in Groundhogg. And what we're doing is releasing that filtering system early before Groundhogg 3.0, because guess what? It works flawlessly, and we're really, really excited to bring it to you just a little bit early so that all of those feature requests for improving the filtering system can be answered and checked off our list. So without further ado, let's go look at what it looks like. So we're going to hop into a 2.5 demo here, which I have set up with a few thousand contacts, and we are going to do some filtering. So the first thing that you'll notice is that the advanced search button is gone. We've just totally scrapped that, wrote it off the books, no longer available. Instead, what you'll see are two buttons here, filter contacts and load a saved search. I'll cover saved searches in a minute. But let's go ahead and click on filter contacts. If we do that, you'll notice that the other buttons disappear. The search button disappears as well as the search input. And now we just have this little toggle button here, and we have a little plus icon for adding filters. So what we're going to go ahead and do, let's click on that plus button. What's going to happen is it's going to show us a little drop-down list of all of the filters that this site has access to. Now, the cool thing about this is that third-party plugins integrations will be able to add their own filters and register filters for this list, further increasing the capability of segmenting your contacts. And you're also able to use the same filter more than once. And I'll give you an example of that with our custom fields. So let's say we wanted to find everybody's email address that had WordPress in it. Let's say we're looking for people who belong to the WordPress organization. We want to find people who have an email address with WordPress in it. So then we can search for email address as well. So let's type in for email address. There we go. And we'll just click on email address. And then it's going to give us a few options. So we can select how we want to compare the email address. We want to search if it has WordPress in it. So we'll do a search for contains the letters WordPress. Click the little check mark when you're ready to add your filter. And then it's going to say email address contains WordPress. And we can see that there's 24 contacts that match the search. If we want to view those contacts, all we got to do is click that button. And then it is going to pull up that list of 24 contacts. Super simple. But let's say we also want to see people whose email address is Yahoo in the same search. Before, you weren't able to do that because there was no and or conditions. But in this new search, there are. So you can see how there's this giant purple line that says or. Anything under that line will be treated as an or condition, meaning that all of these conditions will satisfy and show all of the contacts related to them. So let's go ahead and add another filter. And let's say we want to see everyone whose email address has Yahoo in it. That is going to increase our search by almost double to 42 contacts. Now, let's see that we want to filter this condition by people who have WordPress in their email address, but also have their first name start with a specific letter. Let's say A. So first name starts with A. And that's going to further limit our contacts. So what's happening here is that everything on a line is treated as an and condition, and everything underlined is treated as an or, and then you can set up these super complex search queries for a bunch of ands, and then or, and then a bunch of ands, and then so on and so forth, until you find exactly the specific contacts that you're looking for. You can also use the same search or search filter multiple times. So let's say you wanted to search for a specific meta key, then we could pull up custom meta, and we are going to use the meta 1, for example. And then we can say equals, contains, starts with, let's just say equals 1. And we want to do custom meta 2 is equal to 1 or 2 as well. There's no context with that, but if there were, you'd be able to see those contexts here. So this is significantly improving your ability to find context on your list with very specific information. We also have a whole bunch of new filters that just weren't even available before. So let's go through the whole list. So you can do by location now, like country, state, province, zip code. You have the ability to check or search by user information. So user first name, user email, user ID, if they have a user account, if their user role is something specific. And then also the ability to search by activity and funnel history. So this was something that's been highly requested. Before, if you wanted to see all of the people that have opened a specific email, you had to go to the reporting dashboard to do that. Now you can do the same thing directly from search. So let's say I want to see everyone who's completed a specific funnel step. So this funnel, and we want anyone who's completed the new donation step in the last 30 days. I would be able to see, okay, there's 100 or there's 1,296 contacts that match that specific search. So you can do this directly from the search now instead of having to go find it through the reports. You can also do the same thing for emails. So you can see if an email was opened from the search, an email link was clicked in the search, whether they confirmed their email address, whether they've logged in or logged out of WordPress, whether they haven't logged in, whether they were active for so any activity over the last time period, as well as inactive. Same thing goes for broadcast. So you can do by received broadcast or opened it. And then, as I was mentioning early, third-party plugins can actually register their own filter. So we have some EDD ones here, for example, like purchase history, lifetime customer value, the total number of payments that that customer has made. So there's just so many new ways that you'll be able to segment your context now. And it's just very, very, very exciting. And it's going to enable you to find specific contexts on your list that are going to help you make more money. Okay. So that is the new search filtering in a nutshell. Now let's talk about some of the other finer points of this new system. So obviously, since you kind of have to do, it's a lot more clicking now. You have to click on the plus, and then you have to find the filter that you want, and then you have to set it up. That can get tedious if you have to do that every single time you want to see a specific group of contacts. Not ideal. So what we want to do is when we have set up like this larger complex query, we just want to be able to save it. So let's go ahead and save this search by clicking Save Search. We can then give it a name, Demo Search, click Save, and there we go. Now our search is saved. And if we go back to, if we turn off the filters, we can see that we have that Load Save Search button. Let's go ahead and give that a click. That's going to bring up another dropdown, which has all of our searches that we've made previously. So there's our demo search, the one that we just saved. We can go ahead and click on that. And that is going to, lo and behold, bring up our search with the 1,200 and odd contacts that we had previously found. What we want to do then is we want to click on Edit Filters. That's going to bring up the filters, and we can go ahead and edit these. And if we were to say make a change, let's say I don't want to see anybody who has been in this funnel in this search, you can go ahead and delete that filter, and then we can go ahead and we can update the search. So now the search parameters are saved, and we can use the search over and over and over again or make continue edits to it. So very exciting. If you don't want the search anymore, you can just go ahead and you can delete it. Now, we have been looking for ways to make saved searches more useful. So you have seen them in the broadcasts, you've seen them in funnels, and we're continuing to make saved searches much more valuable by introducing them in 3.0. So not in this release, but in an upcoming release. you'll be able to create custom dashboards in the Groundhogg dashboard. So creating your own kind of like numbered widgets and graphs based on the values of contacts in saved searches. So that is going to be some next level stuff that you can get excited for. Also, for those of you who leverage our conditional logic extension, the logic editor is currently limited to only a few search parameters, but we are completely replacing it with, and you might guess this, our new filters. So it turns out that the filtering for the conditional logic can be replaced entirely by this search filtering, which is super exciting. So not only is the contact search much more usable now, but now you're going to have a ton more filters and a ton more conditions to play with when using our conditional logic extension with steps. So that's all very exciting, and that's to come. But right now, what's currently available, or what will be available in the next few days, is this. We would love your feedback. We'd love to hear from you about what we can improve or what more search filters you want to see. They're at this point, they're actually super quick and super easy to create and to add. So we want to know how you want to find your contacts and how you want to segment them. Let us know in the comments. Looking forward to it. I hope that the wait, and it has been a bit of a wait to see some major improvements, but I hope that the wait was worth it. And we're not done here. From now until the end of the year, you're just going to see update after update after update after update, and everything will be elevating Groundhogg to a whole new level so that the best CRM and marketing automation platform is even better. So we're really looking forward to that. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for being a Groundhogg supporter. You're awesome, and I hope you have a wonderful day.